Hey everyone, it's Jason. Welcome back to Martial Arts Theater 3000. Jumping right back into the Bruce Lee countdown. This countdown is a bit different than my Venom Mob countdown because I'm not going to put a ranking on all of them because I've not seen every Bruce Lee movie yet. So at the end of all the reviews, I'm going to put out one compiled video where all of the Bruce Lee movies will be ranked. And before we jump into it, if you can just hit that like button, it'll really help the channel and get these videos out so more people can see them. And without any further ado, let's just jump right into it. The Bruce Lee movie we're going to be looking at today is Blind Fist of Bruce. What can you say about this one? It's simply one of his best. This is such a great combination of those traditional standard kung fu movies of the era, but you have Bruce Lee coming into it with all of his charm, and it's really not a Bruceploitation movie outside of the fact that Bruce Lee is in it. His look to an extent, but even that, he's not in his late 70s modern period garb. This is traditional kung fu outfits, and you don't see Bruce Lee in that too much in these films, and that's why this one definitely stands out a bit. But outside of him being in it and the title being called Blind Fist of Bruce, there's really no Bruceisms, and it's really not a Bruceploitation film and more a Ho Chung Tao film. But as it got marketed, of course, even though Bruce Lee would fight against it, it fell into the Bruceploitation genre. It's a very simple plot on this one, and it's very similar to the movies of the time. I've talked about on my channel how Drunken Master and Snake and the Eagle's Shadow, especially before it, kicked off the kung fu comedies of this era, and a lot of the studios, Shaw Brothers and the independent studios, they all followed suit quickly because the jump at the box office was tremendous. Most Shaw Brothers movies at the time were doing about $2 million in Hong Kong sales, and Drunken Master was doing $7-8 million. So of course, they tried to tap into that market. And this one really falls into the Jackie Chan comedy style of the time, especially because it has Yun Su-ten in it, and he's the one who was Jackie Chan's master in Snake and the Eagle's Shadow, and Beggar So, who taught him in Drunken Master. And he's falling right into that same role here, except he's blind in this one, hence the title, Blind Fist of Bruce. Bruce Lee is phenomenal as always. He owns a bank in this, and his goal is to learn Kung Fu and get better at it. And I always say Kung Fu movies are their best when they're about Kung Fu itself. Now this does have your standard villain plot of them trying to overtake either a city or a bank or take over the Kung Fu schools. This has a little bit of all of that in it, and the villains are pretty decent. You have Chang Tao and his cohorts, and later on you have Tiger Yang who comes in towards the end, and they're pretty ruthless in this. And one of the best qualities is how Bruce Lee, he wants to learn Kung Fu and he is decent at it, but he's being manipulated by this gang. There's a lot of treachery involved and tricks to get money from his bank. And after everything is taken from him more or less, Bruce Lee's down in the dumps and he hooks up with the blind master, and it's just classic Kung Fu. Like I said, this has the best of all worlds in it. You have Bruce Lee, you have a Shapes Kung Fu film, and you have awesome training. I love the fact that Bruce Lee, he's not horrible at the beginning, he's just okay at Kung Fu. And it's when he goes up against some of the villains who are much better than him, that's when you see the holes in his game. And then as he's training under the blind master, he will try to challenge the villains once again. He'll fail a few times, he'll do better the next time, and it's such a great test for where he's at in his training. And in some Kung Fu movies, I don't like how the training doesn't correspond at all with the fighting, but this has the throwbacks to the exact moves he was working on and the exact exercises he was doing, and I love those callbacks. It really ties it all together. For the plot and acting on this one, I'm going to give it a 9.5 out of 10. While the plot is simple, Bruce Lee's acting is tremendous, as is Yun Su-ten's as the blind master, and their chemistry is really good. And sometimes you just need a simple plot just to let the action flow, and this one is action-packed. So it's like the plot and the training really boosts up the fight scenes, and you can't ask for much more in a Kung Fu movie. And for the action and fighting, I'm going to give this a 9.5 out of 10 as well. It starts out with Bruce Lee not being as well versed in all the patterns and moves. He actually talks about the forms he does know, and he's being trained by two traitors more or less that are working for the villain. So they're teaching him all these made up moves, and it's pretty interesting. It's like the language of this movie is Kung Fu itself, and I love that. And then once he gets his proper training, man, Bruce Lee just comes alive. And when he goes up against the villains he had faced prior, and when he goes up against Tiger Yang at the end, man, these fight scenes are tremendous. I mean, it really jumps up in quality as his skills go up. Even the speed and the snappiness of it, you got to see it. And the finale with Tiger Yang, Bruce, and his blind master all fighting together, the way it all comes together at this climax is awesome. For ways to watch on this one, I would go to YouTube, but make sure you're looking for the one that's an hour and 34 minutes long, in that range. There's another one that was better quality that I had a copy of, and it's only an hour and 18 minutes. So they shaved off actually some pretty important plot points. And even though it looks really good, it has so many small cuts in it at vital points that it really doesn't make sense in the middle because you're missing scenes. So definitely look for the one that's around an hour and 34 minutes. All right, guys, let me know down below what you guys think of Blind Fist of Bruce. I think it's a great one, definitely one of his best. Just curious how you guys would rank it against his other ones. So I look forward to checking out those comments. Hope you've been enjoying this Bruce Lee series so far, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.